We arrived in an undignified heap of witch and vampire. Matthew was underneath me, his long limbs bent into an uncharacteristically awkward position. A large book was squashed between us, and the force of our landing sent the small silver figurine clutched in my hand sailing across the floor. Are we in the right place? My eyes were screwed shut in case we were still in Sarah's hop barn in 21st century New York, and not in 16th century Oxfordshire. Even so, the unfamiliar sense told me I was not in my own time or place. Among them was something grassy and sweet, along with a waxen smell that reminded me of summer. There was a tang of wood smoke, too, and I heard the crackle of a fire. Open your eyes, Diana, and see for yourself. A feather-like touch of cool lips brushed my cheek, followed by a soft chuckle. Eyes the color of a stormy sea looked into mine from a face so pale it could only belong to a vampire. Matthew's hands traveled from neck to shoulders. Are you all right? After journeying so far into Matthew's past, my body felt as though it might come apart with a puff of wind. I hadn't felt anything like it after our brief time-walking sessions at my aunt's house. I'm fine. What about you? I kept my attention fixed on Matthew rather than daring to look around. Relieved to be home, Matthew's head fell back on the wooden floorboard with a gentle thump, releasing more of the summery aroma from the rushes and lavender scattered there. Even in 1590, the old lodge was familiar to him. My eyes adjusted to the dim light. A substantial bed, a small table, narrow benches, and a single chair came into focus. Through the carved uprights supporting the bed's canopy, I spied a doorway that connected this chamber to another room. Light spilled from it onto the coverlet floor, forming a misshapen golden rectangle. The room's walls had the same fine linen fold paneling that I remembered from the few times I visited Matthew's home in present-day Woodstock. Tipping my head back, I saw the ceiling, thickly plastered, coffered into squares with splashy red and white Tudor rose picked out in gilt in each recess. The roses were obligatory when the house was built, Matthew commented dryly. I can't stand them. We'll paint them all white at the first opportunity. The golden blue flames in a stand of candles flared in a sudden draft, illuminating the corner of a richly colored tapestry and the dark glossy stitches that outlined a pattern of leaves and fruit on the pale counterpane. Modern textiles didn't have that luster. I smiled with sudden excitement. I really did it. I didn't mess it up or take us somewhere else like Monticello or... No, he said with an answering smile. You did beautifully. Welcome to Elizabeth's England.